Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Frying Pan. It's me, your good old friend, your good host, Daniel Foreskin Sear, and I'm here with my co-host.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry.
I was trying to catch you slipping, see if you were awake. I'm here with my good friend. Please introduce yourself.
Robert Natural Spring Water D'Onofrio, how's it going? My tonsils are out, but I'm able to speak because it's been a week, but it is a little painful. How's it going?
It's going good. You had a nice little rhyme there, by the way. But
Thank you.
Life's okay. We're hanging in. It's another week, another great time. Get to sit down for an hour and talk to my good friend. Doesn't get much better,
a pleasure.
Isn't it?
Exactly.
Post-surgery, Robert, run us through the feelings of getting your tonsils out at an adult age.
Well, I mean, it's really just gonna sound like me whining, really, but went in for the surgery early. Essentially, they just put you out like a fucking light, and I woke up in a different room and was very confused. My mouth hurt, and I kind of just like opened my eyes and just kept breathing, like I tried to like hear my breathing because I couldn't make noise yet because my mouth was still like whatever. And then like when the nurse caught my eye, she's like, "Oh my God, you're awake." I guess I was out a lot longer than I expected because my surgery was at 6 a.m. So when I was put out from the anesthesia, I just didn't naturally wake up because, I was tired as shit. And the thing is, because I'm over 18, they can't let my family come in until I'm awake and I consent to that. So when I finally wake up, my mother frantically comes in because she had been waiting for an hour and a half past when they told me told her the surgery was done, just because my freaking sleepy ass wouldn't wake up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, which was, it was kind of funny, but still.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say 6:30 in the morning. I'd probably do the same. I thought you were going to say something like, yeah, I woke up at like 1 in the afternoon.
Well, I woke up at like 11, or no, it was probably like 10, but the surgery was completed by 8. So, yeah.
Good amount of time.
Yeah, so it's understandable why she'd be like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Anyways, got out of the hospital. First, 4 days, I might as well have been, drunk the whole time. I was walking all wobbly and shit because the medication they gave me really didn't react well. Still doesn't react well. I'm still on it, but thankfully I don't have to take it as often, so I'm not, brain dead. Not a big fan of prescription painkillers, let me tell you.
That's
anyways,
probably for the best.
Yeah, haven't been able to eat for a week. It hurts a lot. Sometimes my voice randomly cracks and I can't speak at all. Sometimes I cough blood. But, a week later, all things considered, I do think it was worth going through with it just because, the recovery sucked. But with, there was 2 holidays from school and a snow day. So all things considered, if every star aligned, near every star did for me. So I didn't end up missing a lot of school. I wasn't hospitalized again because of dehydration or infection. Though I guess I'm technically not out of the woods for infection. But so all things considered, very happy and very fortunate to be making a good recovery and have so many things work out. So thank you to all my friends and people, though, who reached out to me on Instagram and stuff as well to ask how I was doing. Some of you did. I appreciate it.
That's good to hear. I mean, the recovery process for anything is gonna suck.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
It's better to be in pain for 2 weeks than suffer for a good amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. I was moaning about my tonsils for a few months beforehand. So
yeah, I do know. That's
No,
all
it
right.
sucks. I don't have that excuse for when my voice cracks anymore.
I mean, it's fine. No
Well,
one's no one's gonna judge you.
yeah. Oh, though, there is still the chance that when I'm fully recovered, that my voice will be higher pitched.
Maybe even lower.
A
Maybe.
boy can dream. A boy can dream.
I suppose.
I say a boy because, it might be sounding like a boy, folks, so get ready for that.
That'd be great. It'd bring a new dynamic to the show.
Dan the man and Bob the boy.
I like that. It's got a nice ring to it.
Jeez. Enough about me, though. How was your day today? It was actually a pretty nice like, it was cold today, but the sun was pretty warm. Like, I was roasting in the car on the ride home.
Really?
Yeah, like, it felt like my face was actually getting pretty, warm.
You were getting your tan in?
Exactly. I was getting my vitamin D.
Nice. I mean, just normal day, to be honest. Not much happens in the sweatshop. Just indoors doing the do.
Are you still in your slow spell that you've been having at work?
Oh yeah. I mean, we will be till like middle of March, I think. But it's
Oh,
fine.
until does baseball happen in the spring? Until baseball comes back around and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, like we have jobs, but just not enough to get us through
Yeah.
5 days.
Exactly.
It's like
Okay.
it'll be like either 4.5 days or just 4 days. Which I mean, like I don't mind because I like the extra day off, but I would
Mhm.
prefer more on my check.
Oh, of course. So, are your bosses like aware that there's little work to be done, and they understand that people working slower wise just trying to like accommodate for time, or are they just like, why aren't you guys working? You know?
Oh no, I have one boss and he's fine with it. He actually just got back
Okay.
from the Dominican Republic, so
Oh,
I think he's
interesting.
all right with it.
The Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's be
For some reason, the only thing that comes up when I think about them is bananas, and I don't know why.
I okay.
I, yeah,
Whatever works for you.
I think it's just because of Banana Republic, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. But yeah,
Interesting.
it's just get all the work done in the week, leave whenever you want, essentially, which
Oh, well.
we're doing pretty good at. But
Well, at the same time, I guess that's that could be nice, right?
yeah,
But like you said, you'd rather have the money, though, right?
yeah, pretty much.
Mm.
Let's see. What did I want to start with? Okay, I wanted to start
I
with oh, did you want to start with
well,
something, or
I personally think we should talk about Alita
you want to
first.
talk about Alita?
It's fresh in people's brains from last episode. We were talking about movies.
Oh, that's right. All right. Um, Last Friday, us and the boys, we all went to go see Alita Battle Angel. Mixed opinions throughout the group. Me personally, I really enjoyed the movie. I definitely thought it had its flaws, but I really liked it. And my good friend Bobby over here wasn't too fond of it.
All right, so the visuals were nice. Don't get me wrong, but I genuinely feel like the writing was horrific.
Oh, no, I agree. Like the writing and the dialogue was pretty garbage, and the story was cliche, but
It,
it's also
exactly.
because it's an adaptation of a
Well,
manga.
that's the thing. Like every like twist or whatever that came from the movie, like they used like many different plot twists, right? There was like a few plot twists throughout the movie. There was like three or four,
Hmm.
but each one was like the big plot twist from another successful movie.
Yeah,
So like when you saw like the character archetype that was getting built around a certain one of the plot twists, you saw it coming way in advance because they used such like a structured layout for that.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. It wasn't groundbreaking by any means when it comes to story wise, and like personally, it didn't matter too much because I went into the movie not really expecting like a great story or anything of that nature. I was
Hmm.
just from a lot of the reviews I saw, it was more about the visuals and like the action sequences.
Well,
It's
that's for certain. They
yeah.
were they were great.
I was more in it to be entertained by that. I mean, I do think the movie had good character development, but I don't think it had good. It didn't have good dialogue, pretty bad writing. Story was just very cliche, but it was something that like if I didn't pay attention too much or care too much, that I was fine with it. I didn't mind
Well,
it, but it
that's
definitely
kind of
could
like,
have been better.
see, that's where I get a little like ticked off. Like, okay, you say like if I don't really think about it, well, they focus so much on the world building to just ignore it because like they did a shit job explaining it.
Well,
Kind of sucks because like a lot of the ideas they had were freaking cool, like really, really, really good ideas.
well, the thing is, I'm pretty sure that the movie felt like a prequel to because there has. I really hope the movie does well because I really need there to be a sequel for them to like make those ideas actually work. But yeah,
Well,
it
it
was.
has gone to a 60% Rotten Tomatoes from a 40% since we last checked, which is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Well, I guess it's doing good on IMDb for the last time I
Yeah,
checked. But
and I'm pretty sure it didn't bomb the box office either.
no, I think it did fine. I think it's doing okay. But it's yeah, there's definitely too much world building to the point where nothing really happened to like make it worth it. But they said because
Yeah.
they set up so hard for there to be a sequel, which I'm like,
hmm
hey, I'm very around for sequel, but it
hmm
shouldn't have been the premise of the movie. Is what it
See,
felt like.
I completely agree with that. You know, we were talking with our friends after the movie, and it just felt like there was too much world building to where the point, like, you never felt like, okay, yeah, I understand this world, and you can look deeper because they kept introducing new and new stuff.
Yeah.
And I also think I can't remember the actress that the voice actress or inspiration. I think her name was like Rosa Salazar. Who did the
hmm
voice for Alita. I'm not really sure how they did like the if it was motion cap or whatever for that aspect. But anyways,
It had to be mocap, I'm pretty sure.
Rosa Salazar. I think her voice acting was perfect for the lines, and I think her voice was just too good for the facial features that like was able to be put on that CGI'd face.
Mm.
Like her voice was like too strong almost for the features that was able to be produced. Like, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get past that. Like when she was like, her voice sounded so excited, but the excitement didn't really like go past the eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree. Apparently the manga itself, like that it came from, apparently it's really good. Said a lot of
Mm.
articles. I don't think I'll ever care enough to read it, but
Mm.
I'm wondering if that
Oh,
means that it'll actually, if they make a sequel, it'll turn to something good. That's what I'm hoping
that's
for at
actually
least.
that's a good point. We didn't actually bring that up. Alita is it's a movie made off of a manga, and a manga for people that don't know is basically like a Japanese comic book.
Yeah,
So if you like Alita, you're a weeb. Confirmed.
basically. Sorry. But I don't know. I still stand by I really liked it. One thing though
Mhm.
is that this was rated PG-13, but there was a couple scenes in this movie that were like how does that get by?
Well, remember they call them a cyborg. That means they're not human, which means it's okay.
Oh, that's true. I guess you're right.
Oh, spoiler alert! They made use of the one F word allowed in a PG-13 film, and actually, they did a pretty good
It
job
was
with it.
good.
As
Yeah, I was like, mm.
well.
Nah, I mean,
um,
what would you personally give it out of 10?
out of 10,
Yeah.
yeah, like a strong 7, maybe a strong 6.
Say like 6.5.
Like the visual, okay. Where like the thing is, like the visuals were so freaking good. I would call it like a 7 to like 7.5. But with everything else, pulling that down, that's where like a 7 or a 6.5 comes in.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that. Personally, I'll give it an 8, an 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
I because I personally feel like that the visuals in the action scenes were able to carry it through the bad writing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, like the visuals were phenomenal and all that jazz. Also, I really liked their sport. It was so it's
Just
so
literally a blood sport on
yeah,
rollerblades.
it's such a 90s idea and I fucking love it.
I agree. The sport was pretty cool, even though I still don't understand the rules, even after trying to look it up to understand it.
Wait, it's literally just like roller derby basketball
Yeah, but like,
or roller derby handball, actually.
yeah, but how do the teams work? How does the passing
There
work?
is no teams. It's a one for all kind of thing. And I imagine if there were
But
teams, then it'd just be like a 3-on-3 or 4-on-4, and you can like you pass, yada yada.
okay, yeah, I guess it's one of those things where like on paper it's kind of hard to comprehend, but I'm pretty sure in action it could probably work, like actually work.
Yeah. Hey,
It's like extreme roller skating.
I was around for it. Would you recommend people to go see it in theaters?
Okay, so I definitely would because it's definitely one of those movies where it'll probably lose a lot of its charm outside of the theater.
I don't agree with that.
Really?
I don't agree with that. I don't think being in a theater made it better than what it was.
Like I feel like with like the striking visuals that they had, and the sound was actually really good. Like
Yeah,
the
the sound was
production on the
really good.
sound.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you're not in the proper setting for that, like if you don't have a really good monitor or TV and you don't have really good sound and speakers, like it genuinely could take away from it.
Well, I mean, that'll
Because
take away from any movie.
well, I just feel like the visuals are so important for it to be considered a good movie that it's worth seeing it in theaters.
That's fair.
Most definitely.
I mean, I'd say definitely see it in theaters, but if this movie came out afterwards, I wouldn't
Oh yeah.
say
I
don't
wouldn't
watch
say
it.
don't see it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't say that either. Oh, it's also 2 hours and 2 minutes. So around that half, if you go and see it, just remember these words. Around that halfway point when you're wondering how's it gonna end, don't worry, it will end. Just probably not around when you think it's gonna end.
I mean, to be honest, it never really ends. They never
You're right.
they never
You are right.
they never stamped in. They're like, all right, here we go. They're literally, all right, like kind of spoiler, but not really spoiler. They just kind of like they finish the movie off in a way that like if there isn't a sequel, then there's no point in watching this.
Okay, I completely agree with it. Like this whole movie was like the rising action, and you're like was the rise, and you haven't hit the full peak yet, and you definitely didn't get the the falling action. You didn't get the revelation and the conclusion.
It's yeah, no, we get you kind of get the climax. Well, no, you definitely get a climax.
You definitely get
you
one
don't,
of them.
Yeah, you don't get like the hierarching one though. You get like a baby one. It's literally a roller coaster of if you're looking at it in the way of like rising action, climax, falling action, and all that jazz.
Well, that just goes back to what you said at the beginning, though. It felt like a prequel for something bigger.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what it is. Go see it. It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. It's worth a watch. It's you'll definitely feel at least some form of emotion watching it.
Yeah. My whole thing was a lot of the I keep coming back to it, but like the choreography on the action scenes, top notch.
Ooh, her move I don't know how like her body was put in.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, I imagine a lot of it is motion capped, but it was like really good.
Yeah,
and
it was
then
really good.
so this is like a cyberpunk-esque movie for people that don't know. So there's like cyborgs and shit and people with these crazy body mods. They did a pretty good job with making the crazy body mods and crazy looking people actually seem somewhat realistic. Like I know that's weird to say, but it's almost like, oh, that guy that basically has, a wrecking ball on his right arm, that actually, like I could see that's a realistic modification in this world.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel like it wasn't like immersion breaking, I guess would be the only way I could put that.
Yeah. No, I agree. All in all,
Alita the Battle Angel.
big fan, personally. The next topic I want to get into was this one was really weird to me. Do you know who Megan Trainor is? She's
Did she make that? Did they make that song like all about that bass?
Yep. Yeah, that's her.
No treble.
She released she had a teaser for her new EP, and it is so it makes me so uncomfortable.
What is EP?
It's basically like a baby album. It's like
Okay,
a
so like
collection of songs.
like 4 or 5 songs or something like that.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Okay.
essentially. Um, uh, a,
Uncultured.
I
Sorry.
guess a snippet from it was we know you want to hear songs about all the hot newlywed sex Megan and Daryl Sabera, I guess that's her new husband, are having, which is why you'll love the banging single All the Ways. Billboard was wet for All the Ways, calling it another fun, danceable track to fall in love with. And would Billboard lie to you, girl? But perhaps the piece de resistance, that's French for wig snatch, is Marry Me, a romantic acoustic guitar and ukulele tinged Aw Fest, which delivers all the feels and then more feels. Megan wrote the song 30 days after meeting Daryl, and it was so good that she walked down the aisle to it. We know. And that's just a little
I'm sorry.
snippet from it.
Did I just get like? Did I have a stroke or something?
I felt like I was having a stroke when I read it. No, it just made me uncomfortable, and it felt like a 40-year-old trying really hard to like appeal to millennials. No, scratch that, like a 60-year-old. It was like a grandma had her kid next to her, but the kid was kind of like out of touch and was doing like Fortnite dances next to her and telling her what to write. It just it just didn't work. And every time I keep seeing it on Twitter, and it just keeps bothering me every time I see it because I don't know how to process it.
I saw one person. One person goes, "This Megan Trainor press release has given me a UTI."
Oh God. No thanks. Have you ever listened to her music? She's very like poppy, mainstream kind of
I've
vibe.
definitely heard all about that bass. I definitely have heard that. Um, Hold on, Steven, send me a list of Megan Trainor songs.
Megan Trainor, very not my cup of tea, to say the
Uh,
least.
yeah, I've heard a few of her songs. Um, I'm not a huge fan of like poppy genre ish.
Yeah.
But like, I guess I'll call those like radio songs. You know what I mean? Like songs that you can hear in like a department store that like have like songs that can definitely be played like over and over and over again.
Yeah, honestly, her
That
music.
sounded very hipster trash, actually.
Oh
I
no,
think
you're fine. I mean, this will be even better. Her music literally just sounds like a soundtrack to any Home Goods or TJ Maxx you walk into.
okay, I respect that and I acknowledge that. And to be honest, I feel like that's accurate.
Well, thank you. Um, but I'll be honest, the I think the thing that catches me the most off guard is just the first line of we know you want to hear songs about all the hot newlywed sex. Quite personally, I do not want to listen to songs about hot newlywed sex, and I think I speak for a majority of people in that they do not want to listen to that music.
I feel like the person that wrote that was like picturing Megan Trainor's relationship to be a little bit more like spicy and I guess sought after than it actually was maybe.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
she pictured like the relationship to be a little bit more scandalous than it actually was in reality. Like she definitely like romanticized it. Like that's like a highlight that a superstar couple would see in like a movie, but you would
yeah,
never see that in real life.
yeah, it's like a James Bond esque kind of. Seems
Yeah,
like that's kind of the
exactly.
romanticized thing. Um, Also, the dude's name is Daryl. Quite personally, Daryl's not that attractive of a name. I don't fantasize about being with a Daryl. No offense to Daryls out there. Just kidding. It's just so awkward. And then Billboard was wet. Like, no, just
Oh
stop.
god. Uh,
I just don't think in what way I'm wording this you're thinking like this is gonna get him. Everyone's gonna love this.
I like that they all said "Fissé de résistance." They go, "That's French for wig snatch." I
Uh,
don't think that is.
it's not at all.
So I'm pretty sure that what Peace Day Resistance means is like it's like that. It's supposed to be like the
It's the showpiece, essentially.
yeah, the like crown jewel type deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's French
peace.
for wig snatch. Is she trying to say like?
I guess like
So
that.
she's saying the song "Wig Snatch" is that?
I don't. I hope there's not a song called Wig Snatch. I'm wondering if like Wig Snatch is supposed to mean like oh, this will really get you. Like this will draw your attention. But hey, man, it's just not working.
Okay, so wig snatch, according to Urban Dictionary, wig snatching is a term. No, that's not appropriate to read. Let's find what is appropriate. It's when a wig is snatched. It means that something that blew you away or shocked you in extreme manner. Okay, so someone that definitely wrote this is out of touch.
Very out of touch. Yeah.
By a far long shot.
No, people nowadays say like that bitch got her wig snatched, as in she got messed up. Not
Yeah.
That's a wig snatch. Oh, that's really gonna butter my biscuit. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I think we need to find whoever wrote this and interrogate them to find out if they're like an alien that's just trying to assimilate into our like culture or something.
Oh, that could be true. I bet you they still say YOLO, unironically.
Oh, boy.
They definitely say lit. Fam's in there.
Hey, don't sleep on lit, bro. Come on now.
I'm sleeping on it.
Gosh.
That one's not my favorite.
This person still calls things beast.
Oh, beast! That's good. That was the good old days. Speaking of kind of unappealing,
silly bands.
Yeah, right. Speaking of something also unappealing, there's a new disease going around in deers.
Oh, zombies!
Yeah.
Let's get this bread.
Essentially,
Apocalypse time.
Apparently it's called chronic wasting disease, and it basically just melts your brain.
Oh.
And I guess it's been found in deer, elk, and moose in at least 24 states and 2 Canadian provinces.
And for those of you on the East Coast like us, I believe there was only a small case of it found in New York and Pennsylvania, and the vast majority of them have been in like the central Midwest area, like, I don't know, fucking wherever the hell is below Montana. I don't even remember what that state is called.
Dude, the whole like northern part, like middle northern part of the USA is just no one knows.
Yeah, whatever state is like right of Idaho but below Wyoming but still boxed in by the Dakotas. I actually do not know.
I do.
Like,
I'll be honest, I
called.
do know, but it's actually entertaining to see you struggle with it.
It's actually like nowhere in my mind.
Do you want to get Steven on it? We can get Steven on it.
All right, Steven!
Yeah.
It's fucking Wyoming.
Yep, there you go. Exactly, aka he's not east, but bumfuck nowhere.
So yeah, a lot of it's in like that area of the U.S. So you know, all you listeners probably don't have to worry about it.
I mean,
right? Those of you in Michigan probably actually.
Well, here's a fun fact. Your people are being advised to not touch / eat roadkill. Gonna be hard for some of us to lay off. I know you and me included, Bobby. Because when you see a possum on the side of the road, that's good eats right there, and it's just gonna go to waste if you don't take it home.
Well, you know me, the true freaking. I was gonna say freaking vegan, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't apply to animals now, does it?
Nope.
You know me, my true way of not letting anything go to waste. I see some road delicacy, you already know I'm going for it.
Hey, I respect that, but it's kind of scary, but it's not that like impending. But have you seen the videos of like zombie deers?
I have, and it's frightening.
It's just makes you very uncomfortable because they're essentially like lifeless. I mean, it's not like zombies in the terms of horror movie zombie, but it is just
Like brain dead
yeah,
zombie
brain
type of
dead.
deal.
But the scary thing is apparently it was tested, it was lab tested, but and it was like forced to happen. But I guess this can be it can be like picked up in human DNA through like imagine if you just ate a deer like this or whatnot.
Okay.
And I'm not saying
So it can affect people, but only in certain cases?
I mean the only way it affected humans was in like a lab tested and it was forced to happen. So it's
Mm-hmm.
very minute and hard to make happen, but
Well, guess who won't be eating any form of game for a while?
that's me too. But
Ooh.
it's very interesting 'cause it's not something I've ever heard of before in like actual animals because I know there's like in insects it's pretty common where there's like parasites that literally like take over the mind and body of
Hmm.
like ants and shit.
Yeah, but not like mammals.
No. Not on
Especially not big mammals.
yeah, not on like a wide scale like this.
Yeah, and it's looking at the map of the place that is affected. It is pretty spread out as well.
Yeah. I
So,
I mean yeah, up in the like Dakotas and Wyoming it's pretty fucking prominent, but I
well, yeah.
imagine these
The
aren't
point
like
is like
big numbers.
yeah, there's cases still popping up. Well, the headline for the article from USA Today is, or not the headline. One of the lines is that it's like uncertain how wide and how prominent that this could become. Like, there's no way that there's no like plan for like a quarantine or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you would really quarantine them anyways. They're just wild animals, essentially.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Like, that's the scary part for me is we won't actually know like how far and how wide reaching this is. Like, is this just limited to deer and elk? Well, we know it can be affect humans, but how long till it starts affecting other animals? Can this be transferred to say fowl or birds?
I mean,
You know?
that'd be a big issue if it like started to spread and it got transferred to just animals we eat. I mean, granted, like people
Exactly.
eat deer, but it's not as common as like say chicken or beef.
Well, I'm sure like in the area in the Midwest, I mean, you really never know because I know like just my family up in Maine, like they casually just have deer stock enough to last them like a full off season.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure a lot of people probably do like deer and elk and stuff, or some people hunt for sport or whatever. So
Hmm.
no, that's the thing about diseases and stuff of that nature. Just because not everyone would come in contact with the start of it directly doesn't mean it can't get to you. A person that touched a person that touched a person that touched a person, it can react differently with you instead of all those other people.
That's true. I think it's only like transmittable through like blood or say if you ate the meat though.
Mm.
But who's to say that doesn't change? I mean, thankfully it's not like airborne. Then that'd be a
Well,
big
it's
old
not
issue.
airborne yet.
Yet, knock on
It's
wood,
not
don't
airborne.
scare me like that.
Well, I just hope that your end of the world it gets plunged into some form of apocalypse plan is set in stone.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you is what if this did become like a zombie apocalypse, like a movie kind of apocalypse? What would you do?
Well, to be honest, I'd probably be one of the masses that have already been affected. Considering I do go to like not a public school, but I do go to a school that frequents a lot of people from across the state, so the likelihood of me at least coming in contact with it is probably pretty freaking high.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, say,
But if I was one of the survivors,
hmm
I'd probably make my way north, just probably just North Canada, because the people get less, like the population gets less and less dense, I guess.
true. And they have free healthcare.
Well, I'd imagine Canada's dealing with the issue as well. So,
Yeah, but their healthcare is free. You don't have to pay for it. It's fine. It's okay.
All right. Well, I hope that free healthcare they have like a vaccine or something.
Well, currently there is no cure, so guess just have
Oh
to
well.
see how it plays out. But it's just so fucking it's so gross from the videos of them because they're just like one of them it's like its jaw is just dislocated and hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
It has like holes in its fur and everything, and it's just ugh.
Yeah.
But the weirder thing to me is that people like walked up to it casually and were just like, "Oh, that deer's fucked up," and that's it.
Well, I think anybody that's like a hunter or whatever, they're like a special kind of breed of desensitized to that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Because I know if I saw like a deer that had like its jaw hanging off, I wouldn't be within 100 yards of it. But like, say, like my family or family friends up in Maine, they'd probably be like, I was gonna put on a southern accent for some reason, but that wouldn't be correct.
Quite
They'd
the
probably be
opposite.
like, oh, some antlers to put on my mantle. Let's go grab those.
Oh,
I don't know what
jeez.
whatever the hell people from Maine do.
Yeah.
So
Who knows? They're just up in the
yeah,
woods.
yeah, whatever hunters do. I find hunting a weird culture. I always wanted to give it a try, but I don't think I have the cojones to look an innocent animal in the eyes. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, like, if I was hunting for like a family and it was the only way I could feed my family, I'm game. But I think hunting for sport is just gross. That's just me
Yeah,
personally.
I don't know. I mean, I know like hunting for sport has had a lot of benefits on the ecosystem when it's done in controlled amounts,
Yeah.
but
I mean, that's fair.
you know,
I mean,
not
isn't
for me.
aren't deer just like oversized rats in the nature? Or am I thinking of something
Um,
different? I feel
I know there is areas. I know so even kind of close to our area that there has been like not bounties put on deer, but like the amount that you're able to hunt down a year is increased to control the population because they do like deforest and or not deforest but eat a bunch of forestry and shrubbery and whatnot.
yeah. Yeah, because that's all I've ever heard. But it was from people that did hunting, so I didn't know if that was their way of like,
Mm-hmm.
what's the word I want to use? Oh, never mind. Just making it seem okay.
Hmm.
They're essentially just shooting big rats, but I
I
don't know.
mean, I'm sure that's a way to oversimplify it.
Yeah.
But speaking of oversimplifying, that actually brings me to something that I want to ask you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what sport or hobby that like would sound the dumbest or the whateverest boiled down to oversimplified? I got one in mind.
Okay.
I think skiing oversimplified is basically just sliding down a hill kind of fast.
That's fair.
And let me prefix this by saying I've had a problem with skiing all my life. I think it is the dumbest sport.
Really?
It's like the dumbest activity. The idea of taking your time to get up this big hill via walking or via lift to only then slide down this hill to be dumb. Now, I know like there's the thrill, there's the skill involved of being able to stay upright and whatnot while going down. I don't care about that. To me, you're just going up a hill to ultimately slide down the hill like a toddler does on a hill.
Hey man, you're entitled to that. I disagree a bit. I've never been skiing because I'm scared of it, but the idea of going down big hills is fun to me.
Well,
Uh,
I'm not describing it being fun. I just think it's dumb.
yeah, that's fine.
Think
Um,
something can be dumb and fun. I think it's dumb.
I think I can one up you on that.
Hit me with it.
Oversimplified, curling is basically sweeping ice so that a disc lands near a target.
Okay, I don't want to be nitpicky here, but I feel like that's actually exactly what it is. I feel like you're not simplifying it.
I don't think I can get any simpler than that. Big boy yucks disc. Broom crew big sweep. Is that good?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Or
I mean, I guess NASCAR is just left turn.
yeah, NASCAR's Don't Forget Your Blinker. Basketball is throw a ball in hole, swish.
Sumo wrestling is move other guy out of ring.
Yes, yes. MMA is kill borderline kill opponent. Wait.
Make
With
make
style.
opponent yeah, exactly. Make other opponent unable to move.
Yes. Boxing. Punch guy hard with big gloves.
Ooh.
Um, base
The image in my mind for that is actually quite funny.
baseball. Hit ball with skinny stick.
And running square.
Yeah. Oh, actually, how about cricket? Hit ball with paddle, run back and forth.
Ooh, okay. Now that I think, like, oversimplified sounds the dumbest. Because like even skiing, just going down a hill, like you can still kind of see the fun in like, ooh, I'm going down the hill. But like you're just running back and forth when you just say that for cricket.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too enticing. I'll be fair.
Yeah.
How about volleyball? Keep the ball in the air, but not on their side.
Yeah, keep the ball in the air, but make sure it's not in the air on their side.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can get down with this. I like this.
I like it. Okay. I guess swimming is like
Don't drown.
don't drown.
Be fast, don't drown.
Yeah, be fast, don't run in water, but don't drown.
See, water polo, I don't think can be oversimplified.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't actually know what water polo is. Like I've heard it said so many times throughout my entire 19 years of being alive, but I've never actually asked what is water polo. Nor have I ever had like water polo put in front of me and said this is water polo.
Water polo is a lot of fun, actually. Have you ever played handball?
I have played handball.
It's just handball in water.
Really?
Yeah, but it's pretty intense because, or you could, well, I mean, you could play like multiple versions of handball, like
Right.
most. Sorry, like in the Olympics, you have to be treading water, and it's not like you
You
can.
don't get to touch the ground.
Yeah, and it's not like you can touch the ground because they're playing in like 10-foot deep pools.
That's actually nuts.
Yeah, so it's actually a lot of effort. But
Those guys must be freaking. Those people that play the sport must be hysterically muscular.
yeah, probably very toned. Or you can do it at like parties where you're just playing on like the shallow end of a pool and you're just throwing it into goals.
See, okay, I can vibe with the shallow end part, kinda, because I feel like after maybe like 5 minutes of treading water, I'd probably get a cramp, and then ultimately it'd become oversimplified swimming and try not to drown.
Oh yeah, I remember there was one gym I went to that had a swimming pool, and one Saturday I went in and they had a water polo class that you can just like walk in and hop in and play, and
Oh yeah,
it was fucking intense because it was like there was like 8 really athletic people, and then there was like 3 others that were like we're kind of in shape. I was one of the we're kind of in shape, and
you took part.
yeah, I took part in it. It was a lot of fun, but it was very very difficult.
I would imagine so. I feel like I would struggle to keep up,
Yeah, well, there was because
let alone throw a ball. While
you can't
trying.
even like kick off the walls either. Like you're constantly treading water the whole time. Because I went to like kick off the wall to like catch one, and they're like, "Oh no, you can't do that." And I was like, "Really? How am I gonna live?"
Jeez, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. Definitely something we can do over the summer.
With house rules, though.
House rules.
I don't think I would like the not being able to use the wall. Otherwise, you'd probably see a mage just chilling at the bottom of the pool.
Where'd Bobby go? And like, everyone's just like, look down. It's like, are we gonna get him? And everyone's like,
I'm just like looking up, waving, like holding my calves like they're cramping.
yeah. They're like, well, how do you expect us to pick him up and drag him back up? And we're like, well,
Yeah, you can't touch the walls, man.
yeah, I can't go down there. I'm gonna touch the ground. I'm gonna be out. Oh,
The
geez.
walls are lava.
The walls are lava in the pool.
That's how you
Yeah.
make obsidian. That's a Minecraft joke
Minecraft
for all those gamers
reference.
out there.
Jesus. Well, I think the most popular one simplified would just be soccer is kickball and goal.
I still feel like people would be like, yeah, I'm game for that.
Yeah. I mean,
Something about just kicking a ball at something. Pretty satisfying.
yeah, I love soccer. I can't wait to play it in the
Dodgeball
spring.
is just throwing balls at other people.
That's true. It's like it's kind of like boxing, but instead of like throwing punches, you're throwing balls. Because you're still trying to kill people, just not with your hands.
Yeah, but there's I guess, you wouldn't know from the oversimplified dodgeball, but there's the added thing of, but don't let your ball get caught.
That's true.
Oh,
Do you remember
that right there? Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the game in gym class, Nukem?
Nukem, is that where you were allowed to hold the ball and it was like a volleyball net?
Yep. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I remember being tall for my age, so I was able to essentially just jump up and spike it down on anyone, and it was actually kind of depressing.
Yeah, I had a couple kids like that where they were just too tall and it just wasn't fun.
Exactly. I felt bad doing it, but at the same time, my team was like, I've never been more loved in a gym class in my life, being like a relatively fat kid. So being able to put my height to use just felt great.
Yeah.
But what I loved was when the other team had a tall kid as well. Like when we were both in the front rotation, it was like a battle of height, and it was the best thing of all. It was my intense. Honestly, yeah. I probably peaked in terms of competitiveness back then.
It's only fun for you two, and then everyone else who's like 5'3" is just like, all right, guys, rotate up, please.
Oh no, I felt bad. I spiked this poor girl in the face.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was awkward, and the gym teacher thought it was a good idea to make me like in gym you get hurt. It's like, oh, someone walk him to the nurse. The gym teacher's like, well, you did it, so you walk him to the nurse. And it was like the most awkward walk of my life because I tried apologizing, but she's just looking at me with a bloody nose like, just don't fucking talk to me.
Reasonably so. Jesus.
Well, all I have to say is, should have tried to guard me,
Yeah, I can't fuck with the mage, baby. That reminds me of
may have been 8th grade and I might have been 6 feet tall, but who cares?
Jesus, that reminds me of in like high school, like your junior year, when you go to gym class and sometimes they'd still make you. Because you remember in like middle school when you like started an activity like say basketball, the first 3 days of the class, instead of playing games, you're like, we're gonna do passing drills, we're gonna do shooting drills.
God, that was horrific. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember them doing that to us in high school, and I'm like, we're all functioning human beings at this point. If you can't play basketball, then you should probably return your hands.
Exactly. Dan's like, if you are not aware of the rules and regulations and the possible passes that can be done at this point, just sit out.
Yeah, because I remember one time I was because I was a senior leader for gym, so I had a bunch of freshmen, and it was basketball. And like 5 of the kids had no idea what was going on. And I was like, this is one of the most simple games that you can fucking play.
Yeah, it's like borderline mandatory in at least your other 2 primary schools that you went through to at least somewhat learn.
Yeah. I don't know. Kids these days are too busy playing Fortnite or Apex Legends now.
I wonder if, I guess when it goes to console it could be as popular, right?
Maybe.
I don't know. I hope like Apex like killed Fortnite enough to where people on PC won't play it anymore.
Yeah.
And when people realize that PC players don't play anymore, like it gets less popular on console and then it just dies.
I wouldn't mind that.
Just so I don't have to like hear people complain about Fortnite anymore. Like I don't even care about Fortnite. I'm past the point of just like,
I just think
I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's fun to joke about.
Right.
I think the whole like stigma behind it is hilarious, but yeah, I don't give a fuck about the game. This is oh sorry, you go.
Oh, I was gonna say, what is a good joke? I was gonna segue, but if you had something else you want to say.
I was gonna segue, but you beat me to the punch, so you got it.
All right. Well, what is a joke that got turned pretty big on social media?
Hit me.
So Delta Airlines and Coca-Cola did this little partner thing for napkins. for Valentine's Day, and it was just a cute little napkin. That's one of them says, because you're on a plane full of interesting people, and hey, you never know. And on the side, there's a little spot where you can write your name and your phone number. And people freaked out about these, calling them creepy, saying it's weird.
See, sorry, this really bothered me because it's like, I like this. I think it's so cute. Like, I can understand it being a little creepy, but I think the premise of it is adorable.
How could it be creepy?
Well, I mean, it'd be creepy if, like, the 40-year-old man gives his number in a napkin to, like, the 12-year-old 3 rows down.
But, okay, now, that would be... If a 40-year-old's going to do that, like, he's deranged in the first place, and it's not like the napkin was the catalyst.
Well, yeah, exactly. This is just, like, an extreme example.
Like, that just sounds like you're looking for a possibility for why it could be wrong. Like that's the thing. And I got kind of ticked off as well. Because on social media, people are saying, this is creepy, this makes me feel uncomfortable. It's like, I guarantee you, 98% of the people on that plane would have a heart attack before giving their number to someone on a napkin in the first place.
Well, yeah.
But say if there's a cute guy or girl sitting next to you, and you look at this napkin and you're like, huh, this is a good icebreaker. Well, yeah. Like, good on Coca-Cola, good on Delta Airlines. It's not creepy, it's not weird. No. It's just a quirky thing.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
I don't think it's hurting anything. And I think it's like, it's cute because it's like the good old days. It reminds me of like in movies and stuff where people like meet their loves in a coffee shop, and it's like so cute.
It's cute. Like, people are saying boycott Coca-Cola now. No.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like,
that's like saying boycott Coca-Cola because you can't find your name on their like the Coca-Cola thing where
Yeah, the glass bottles or whatever.
Yeah, that's saying a boycott because they didn't have your name on there. It gets me heated.
I'm telling you, it's killing love. People just don't want to go out and try and find new people. They just want to sit at home on Tinder and find their one night stands. And I'm saying, hey, you're entitled to do what you want, but I think this is cute.
I feel personally attacked.
Sorry.
Moving on.
Wasn't intentional. Oof. The shoe fits weird, I suppose.
Don't at me.
Not adding. Hey, I'm thinking, bring them back, baby. I mean, this is like, because this was for Valentine's Day. It was like a couple weeks ago, but it was something we didn't get to talk about because of your surgery. But it's
I think.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Coca-Cola, good job. Keep it up. Don't listen to angry people that just want to be angry about everything.
And Delta Airlines, also don't listen to them because I mean, I don't know about Delta Airlines or anything. How they're reacting to it.
Well, I was gonna say, was Delta the airline where like they threw the people like physically off the plane?
I don't know. Or are they the ones that let the dog die? I don't know. I don't know where we stand on Delta.
Delta, you're another day, but Coke, good job. Keep it up.
Yeah, Coke. Coke. There's no big deal about it, man. It's just a napkin.
Just because people want to be mad about anything and everything, here we go. Yeah. People just can't be happy about things like this, and that's what really bothers me.
I know, and it makes me feel bad because I cut you off so bad. There, go for it, man.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, all I was gonna say was, like, say you write down your name and number on a napkin, and someone's just like, "No thanks." It's like, you're not going to see this person again. What does it matter? But like, say something did blossom from it, it'd be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's really not that bad of a thing to come. If someone hands you a napkin with their name and number on it, you don't even have to go through the awkwardness of saying, "Oh no," sorry. You could just literally take it and put it in your pocket, and walk away.
Yeah,
and then never call that number.
Yeah, you're not hurting. Simple as that. Not hurting anyone. Not hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Like they said,
people getting mad on this is like, it's like a setup to get me triggered and start calling people snowflakes. Because genuinely, if people are mad at this, you gotta be like what the that that radical thing of calling people snowflakes. Like,
Yeah.
if you're mad at this, you are a snowflake.
It's just I don't. Yeah, it's literally just a case of like people get mad or annoyed with anything they can, just because they can.
Yeah, like it's cute. It's
Yeah.
cute.
I don't know, man. Maybe we're the weird ones.
Maybe actually, maybe I'm the snowflake for getting mad at something that's genuinely worth getting mad about.
Yeah, maybe I'm the snowflake for doing the same, but who's to say? Um,
Hey, well, you know what? If I ever had this napkin, I would write my name on it, and I would write my number on it. I'd give it to you. Give it to
oh,
you.
you know what I would do?
Probably never use it, but
Yes.
yeah.
I I would take it and put it in my pocketbook. And
Yep.
here's the thing, you just be like, it didn't work. Oh well, I'm never gonna see him again. But say I'm like, oh Robert, I love your beard, and then a beautiful relationship forms.
I like that you. I like that you became like you're from like Boston all of a sudden.
Oh Robbie, I love your beard. It's wicked.
Jeez. See, okay, if that happened to me though, because like I would have a heart attack if someone offered their number to me, in public, because one, it'd be like, oh my god, someone went through this trouble for me, but
Hmm.
also it's like, what are you doing? Why would you do this?
Yeah.
But like I would take it, I would go home and I would leave it on my nightstand, or my drawer, bureau, whatever, and then like 3 weeks later, I would look at it and be like, huh. Should have called that person,
Yeah, right.
and then go on about my life.
Yeah. Who knows?
Who knows? I don't.
Yeah, I feel you. Last topic was something we talked about a couple weeks ago was we're revisiting
Ooh.
our boy Takashi 69. Not our boy, but
I was gonna. What we have a habit of doing that. I feel like I said that the last time we talked to him. I said my boy Takashi.
yeah, and you were like, wait a minute. He was facing a minimum of 47 years in prison to max life. Now he's off basically scot-free, and he's got witness protection. Because,
I feel like I called this.
yeah, he literally snitched on every single person humanly possible so that he could save himself. And I mean, honestly, shit move, but fuck it, dude. Go for it.
See, I love it because the memes that we're saying, like that Takashi snitched on 21 for being British or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I like that people were going to his defense and be like, yeah, no, he ain't no snitch.
Oh, yeah.
6ix9ine hard, he ain't no snitch.
Yeah, he sold out his whole gang. He sold out the people that he paid to like kill Chief Keef or whatever. He sold out everybody. So he's got witness protection so that they don't come back and kill him right away.
So this reopens the conversation. How does witness protection work with face tattoos?
Um, I don't. Hey, they probably don't judge.
Okay, you're not really getting the root of the issue there.
Hit me.
So like the whole point of like witness protection, right, is that you go to like say a remote area that's far from the issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're supposed to like kind of live a normal life that's somewhat supervised.
Mm-hmm.
How are you gonna live a normal life with 6ix9ine tattooed on your forehead in big letters?
Hey, Bobby, think about it this way. Face tattoos are becoming more common and more accepted. Not by jobs, but by fellow SoundCloud rappers.
Okay, yeah, but like say a celebrity goes in like witness protection, right? And like someone could be like, "Oh my God, are you Bradley Cooper?" It's like, "Ha, no, I just look a lot like him. I get that all the time. That's funny." And that's
Oh, that's
that.
fair.
But it's like,
Yeah.
"Are you 6ix9ine?" No, but you got that. Stupid. But you got that 6ix9ine tattoo on your forehead. Stupid. I just love sex.
I love the position.
Like,
Maybe he
you
just
know,
he just wears like a beanie every day or a little baseball cap. He switch up his look.
well, he's also got like that spider web tattooed up his like. Regardless, he's got like a lot of tattoos that are pretty
Yeah.
revealing. Maybe he'll wear like a like I don't know if this is racist. I don't think it is. But you know those like shawls that people wear in the Middle East that cover the majority of their body?
Yeah.
Like I imagine if he goes out in public, he would have to wear those.
Uh, Probably not to that extreme, but same the
Whoa.
sentiments there. I mean, yeah,
Well,
he
we're talking
definitely.
about genuinely, he snitched on gangs and
Oh
killers.
yeah, he'd have to
I'm
cover.
certain his life is in danger.
Yeah, he'd have to cover that shit up. I mean, unless he can make amends, but I think once you snitch out your whole gang, now they're
I don't think
facing
there's
prison
really
instead of
making
you.
amends. Yeah, I
I
feel like
think
there's no
you're.
amends to be made. I feel like if it is, it's like I believe the correct terminology here is curb stomping.
Yes, I think the definition or the Webster's dictionary definition is that the gang would proceed to mollywop him and
Yeah,
as the kids
yeah,
say, put him in the dirt. Um,
yeah. I feel like he wouldn't be alive much.
no.
Like the question. Okay, I wonder, does he still make music though? That's the real
He probably
question.
does. He probably will.
Um,
I don't
Gee, I
follow.
wonder if there's gonna be a huge thing. Like, do you think like a year from now or however long it takes, like there's like a huge thing like Takashi 69 found dead after so and so? Like, do you think like he might actually get murdered for what he did?
Oh yeah. I definitely think there'll be like a bounty on his head of some sort. It's not
Hmm.
something that you're gonna get off scotch free for. I mean, I think he's still facing like he'll still face like bar none prison time,
Well,
but
according to this TMZ article, there's a frickin' chance that it'll be a short sentence or none.
oh well. Hey, moral of the
I feel like
story: um, you got to worry about yourself at the end of the day, even that means putting everyone else down.
okay, no, that's not what that means. Don't spread that message. It's don't snitch. Never snitch.
Don't put yourself in a position where you need to snitch.
Exactly. That's the key to it, folks. God, I just can't. I just struggle to wrap my head around the whole situation because it's just never. It's not something that I have like come in contact with. I guess
Yeah,
like in movies, you hear about like the witness protection program and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like, but like, how does it work with like a celebrity? Like, this guy isn't just a gang member; he's a celebrity.
yeah. Yeah, it's
You
hard to
know.
say. I say, um, I hope he doesn't die, but at the same time, I don't
Well,
care all
then
that
again,
much.
isn't he a pedophile? Is he the
Oh,
one that's a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
pedophile?
Well, he was, I think he was like 19 and he had sex with like a 16-year-old.
Okay. Well,
I,
I mean, like, I'm sure there's among the charges that are magically going away because he's snitching. I'm sure there's at least a decent few things that he should genuinely be, you know,
convicted for.
convicted for, at least, come in contact with some form of punishment for. So I'm not too happy about that. I'm a firm believer of, if you do something that's, bad enough, you should at least have to face some form of repercussion.
Oh yeah.
But I guess in his case, the repercussion would be living each day probably in some form of hole because if he goes out, he'll get gat.
Sounds about right. I don't
Doesn't
know.
sound right.
I mean, it makes the most sense. But hey, what do I know?
I wonder, like, hmm, hmm, this is crazy. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Like,
good.
I just didn't expect him to actually snitch because when this story was first coming out, like, when we were joking about it with our group of friends, we were talking about if we thought he would snitch, and I remember being firmly in the probably not, because if he does do prison time, it probably won't work out for him if he does.
Yeah.
Jeez, what a
Yeah.
what a poor life to live. Now he's in a terrible situation. I'm sure his life won't at least be fun now, which is good. Maybe
Yeah.
yes.
Maybe. We're just have to wait and see. We'll
Like I don't know how to feel on it because he's a criminal. He's a criminal. Yeah.
I think so.
All right, he's a bad person. Then leave it at that.
He's a bad, not good. Bottom line.
All right, there we go. Like my problem was I was having trouble like because I wanted to sympathize with him because the situation sucks, but at the same time, kind of as a criminal.
Yeah, not the best.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Do you want to start wrapping up?
You know what? I think we're good.
All right.
Alrighty. All right, folks, that has been the Frying Pan Podcast. This has been episode 16. And this is going up on the 21st, Thursday. And if you're listening to that afterwards, hey, thanks for listening. But if not, happy Thursday, folks. Hope you have the great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. And we are on social media, as always. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. The handle for both of those is the Frying Pan Pod. We are posting there semi-regularly now, which is great. Twitter will probably get a lot more activity, so follow us over on there. And if you are listening to us currently, that means you are listening on YouTube, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, however that works, or Stitcher. So if you are, please give us a like, give us a follow, give us a star rating, whatever. We appreciate it. And if you got some time, give us a comment, give us some constructive criticism, because we do this to get better. And any form of constructive criticism will help. And if you want us over any form of like business inquiry, or even if you just want to talk, because hey, we'll talk, send us an email over at inthepanpodcast@gmail.com. We'll get back to you in a somewhat timely manner. And I think for the last time, this has been the Frying Pan Podcast, episode 16. I've been Robert D'Onofrio.
It's also me, Robert D'Onofrio.
And this has been... Never gets so loud. This has been the Frying Pan Podcast, folks. Have a great week. Have a great day. Later.
Later.